one of TV's most popular westerns ever.
Feel all right, Pa?
Yeah, I'm all right. Fine. You know something? You boys look awful good to me.
Set in Nevada, Bonanza looked like a Western. But at its core, it was a family drama, centering on three sons and their father, Ben Cartwright, played by Lorne Greene.
Not only was he a good Ben Cartwright, but he was kind of like the father of everybody. He was the father of the set. You know, everybody looked up to him like that.
And I think Bonanza, a lot of his success was because of that family and the way they existed on the screen with their characters, with one another.
We wouldn't be having all this trouble if you hadn't gone and lost that chili bowl I always fit on your head.
Just take it easy. It's getting thin enough up there like it is.
Now, keep your head still. Are you still putting that salad oil on your hair?
Hog lard.
Oh. What you so worried about, you ain't gonna look any different when I get done anyway.
Yeah, but I'll feel different.
When Pernell Roberts left the series, Bonanza didn't miss a beat, as Michael Landon and Dan Blocker picked up the slack.
Dan Blocker was the most down-to-earth. He was the most like, you know, a guy that you'd go out and have a beer with.
A fan favorite, Dan Blocker's affable nature showed through in his character, Hoss.
Oh, little outfit, you.
Hi, brother. Are you still playing nursemaid of that little dog you found?
Well, I can't hardly help it none, Kenneth. This poor little critter hangs around. You smell something?
Oh, it's me. Yeah, I was setting some traps for the wolves that were bothering the cattle. Caught a skunk in one of them.
You sure did. Look here, when I get through with old Shorty here, why don't you jump in?
When Bonanza premiered, Michael Landon was just 22. Yet he immediately began laying the groundwork for his future by learning all he could about every aspect of the business.
He would do his thing on the stage, and he would complete his little Joe character, and then he would go hang out in the editing rooms and talk to the editors.
Within 3 years, Michael Landon was writing scripts for Bonanza. And a few years after that, he began directing episodes. When Bonanza ended, Landon was perfectly positioned to create his own series. The equally popular Little House on the Prairie.
Michael Landon was such a wonderful director, and he gave me an inspiration of, let's do this thing right, you know, let's see what happens. People still talk to me about it, you know, that they saw that wonderful House on the Prairie, and they loved it.
He was funny. He had a great sense of humor, and then he would get very serious, you know, about the work. He was just a great guy to work with, and the crew just loved him.
Unlike many of its contemporaries, Bonanza wasn't afraid to tinker with the Western genre. One episode might address a serious issue, like racial discrimination. The next might be a pure comedy.
I was the big buffoon.
Gosh almighty, Lenny, let me at that, I like that.
You know, and he'd go flying across the road. It was a great episode, and great fun to do.
My character thinks she's part horse, and that was one of the reasons I wanted to do it. He dies saving Michael Landon and the horse, and I died up as opposed to down. I felt the guy was I felt the guy wasn't ready to die. And so I died coming forward as opposed to backwards.
The only girl in a male cast. I love being the only girl. Everybody on it was adorable. They couldn't have been nicer. All the boys were great.
Throughout its 14-year run, Bonanza never had an ongoing female character. That edict came from the series creator, David Dortort, who believed too many men on TV were weak and beholden to women. Bonanza would be a series about fathers and sons, not mothers and wives.
Well, they killed off enough girls, so I guess that, yeah, female actresses were always afraid to come on the show because they knew they'd get killed off somehow.
Little Joe, you sure do smell better than you did this afternoon.
Well, thanks a lot. If you gentlemen will excuse me.
Yes, of course. Hey, Paul, I'm gonna see if I can't rustle me up one of them little fellas.